During the current World Series season, Michael Bublé, a charming crooner who is recognized for his velvety voice and timeless tunes such as Haven't Met You Yet and Feeling Good, has found himself in an unexpected emotional tug-of-war. Baseball is the topic at hand. It is not about music, fame, or even a concert that is completely sold out. To be more particular, it is about his long-standing love for the Toronto Blue Jays and his newly discovered admiration for Shohei Ohtani, one of the most intriguing stars in Major League Baseball. Ohtani is a member of the Los Angeles Dodgers. This year's World Series between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays is more than simply a game for Bublé. The conflict between loyalty and admiration, as well as between nostalgia for one's childhood and excitement for the present day, is a battle that breaks the heart. The dreams of a Canadian boy who plays baseball. Michael Bublé was a small boy in Burnaby, British Columbia, when he was watching baseball with his family. This was a long time before he began to serenade audiences on national and international stages. Throughout his life, he has frequently mentioned how the Toronto Blue Jays, which are the only Major League Baseball team in Canada, had a significant role in his boyhood. The consecutive World Series victories that Bublé and his team were able to achieve in 1992 and 1993 were more than just national victories. They were moments of sheer delight and identity for Bublé. In a previous interview, Bublé stated, "I grew up cheering for the Blue Jays. According to me, it was something that brought me closer to both my father and my grandfather. It was a shared experience for us, from every hit to every inning." His affection for the squad is still characterized by that profound emotional connection. According to Bublé, the Blue Jays are more than just a team, they are an integral part of his identity. This is the beginning of Shohei Ohtani, and the soundtrack to the magic of baseball. This season, however, was marked by the occurrence of an unprecedented event. Shohei Ohtani, a Japanese two-way prodigy who has become one of the most electrifying characters in baseball, began using the popular song Feeling Good by Bublé at the beginning of his walk-up anthem. Upon hearing the news, Bublé was completely taken aback. Over the course of a recent interview, he expressed his amusement by saying, "I thought someone was joking. After learning that Ohtani was going to be walking up to Feeling Good, I was on the verge of crying. That song has meant a great deal to me on a personal level. It is almost unreal to comprehend that it is now a part of the history of baseball." According to reports, Ohtani, who is well known for his modesty and grace, selected the song Feeling Good because it perfectly encapsulated the sense of self-assurance and positivity that he experiences when he steps onto the field. The combination of Ohtani's athletic grace and Bublé's cinematic sound was an instant hit both in terms of culture and music. That tremendous brass introduction started to be associated with the image of Ohtani walking into home plate, calm and composed, and completely unstoppable. Fans began to link this image with Ohtani. One of the musical connections to the past. When Bublé heard Feeling Good blaring around Dodger Stadium just before one of Ohtani's epic at-bats, it was a moment that made him feel like holding his breath. According to what he said, it's like watching your song take on a new life. At this point, it is no longer merely a track, rather, it is a component of something much larger and more significant. During the time that the singer was following Ohtani's performances, his connection to the Dodgers became stronger. Whenever the celebrity took the field, Bublé experienced a surge of pride in his heart. He mused, "It is such an honor," and said it. If you write or sing a song, you have the hope that it will have an impact on people. You would never guess that it might end up becoming the music to a moment in the career of a sports legend. But now, with Ohtani's Dodgers competing against the Toronto Blue Jays, the team that he has played for his entire life, in the World Series, Bublé's pride and his patriotism have come face to face with each other. A struggle that arises from inside. "This is one of those rare times in life where I honestly don't know what to feel," Bublé acknowledged. "I was completely at a loss for words. There is a matchup between my favorite player and my favorite team. It is similar to watching your best friend and your sibling compete against each other. You want both of them to come out on top." While participating in the games, Bublé has made jokes about his split personality in interviews that had taken place prior to the series. "It is impossible for me not to smile whenever, which is Canadian, begins to yell, 'Strike him out.' That emotional whiplash is a fantastic example of what many fans adore about Bublé, which is his genuineness, his sense of humor, and his ability to wear his heart on his sleeve. Dedicated service to the maple leaf. Bublé is adamant that, when everything is said and done, his allegiance is north of the border, despite the fact that all of this confusion exists. The statement that he made was, "In the end, I am a Canadian boy through and through. I hope that the Blue Jays come out on top. As always, I shall continue to do so." In spite of this, he has high hopes that the series will be one that will live on in history, one that will honor not only competitiveness but also connection. If it's a 7-game series where both teams play their hearts out and give fans something that they will never forget, then everyone wins, he said. What happens if Ohtani hits a home run when the song "Feeling Good" is playing in the background? Bublé flashes a grin. At the very least, it will have an incredible sound. When music and baseball meet. By utilizing feelings, this narrative is able to bridge the gap between two different realms, namely the world of music and the world of sports. "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," "Center Field," and "Sweet Caroline" are just a few examples of the legendary songs that have been associated with baseball throughout its history. However, a contemporary jazz pop single such as "Feeling Good" is not often included in this cultural pantheon. In his explanation, Bublé stated, "It's such a cinematic song. It is about rebirth, self-assurance, and liberation, which are all emotions that an athlete experiences while they are in their zone." When it comes to Ohtani, I believe that is the reason why it works so well. This has also been noticed by the fans. There has been a surge in the number of postings on social media that discuss the Ohtani-Bublé connection. These posts include memes and films that combine the singer's air of sophistication with the player's extraordinary physical achievements. According to a tweet from a fan, it's like destiny. "Feeling Good" is a combination of two legendary artists. Unforgettable World Series to recall. Even as the World Series progresses, Bublé is making sure to take in every single minute. Regardless of whether he is cheering silently from the stands or watching from his home in Vancouver, there is one thing that is certain. His feelings will be raging with the intensity of a ninth-inning fastball. Some people have even suggested that he would give a live performance of "Feeling Good" at one of the games if the opportunity presents itself. "Can you even fathom it?" he remarked with a chuckle. "Joey is leaving while I am doing it live. Is that right? My mind seems to be on the verge of exploding." Michael Bublé has already left his stamp on this historic series, not as a player but as the voice of inspiration that reverberates throughout the ballpark. This is something that is certain, despite the fact that the possibility of that dream coming true is not an absolute certainty. At the end of the day, it's all about having a passion for it. Without regard to whatever team wins the championship, Bublé is aware that he is watching something extraordinary, the moment when two of his greatest pleasures, music and baseball, come together in a moment of pure delight. His thoughts turn to the fact that that is what sports and music are all about. People are brought together by them, we are made to feel alive, and we are reminded that it is acceptable to care profoundly about something we care about. This means that Michael Bublé will be sitting someplace with a smile on his face, torn between two loves, singing along to "Feeling Good," and feeling precisely that. This will be happening as the Dodgers and Blue Jays are competing for greatness.